Amira had worked at Brightline Solutions for nearly 3 years. She was an ordinary office employee, neither the loudest nor the most noticeable. She handled data entries, prepared reports, and assisted her team whenever they needed help. While others showcased their achievements proudly, Amira preferred to stay in the background, quietly doing her work with dedication. But deep inside, she dreamed of something more. She wanted to rise to a better position, to lead a team one day, and to prove to herself that she was capable of greatness. Yet every time she tried to push herself forward, something stopped her. Fear of failure? Fear of mockery? Fear of not being good enough? The company announced an upcoming opportunity. A new project that required an assistant team leader. It was the perfect chance for growth. People began preparing presentations, designing strategies, and discussing ideas loudly in the office. Amira watched them silently, feeling a mixture of admiration and insecurity. Her colleague Sana said, "Why don't you apply?" Amira smiled. People like me don't become team leaders." Sana shook her head. "People like you don't even try." That night, Amira sat at her small desk at home, staring at the application form. Her mind filled with memories of every time she had been overlooked, every time she felt her confidence disappear. But beneath all that doubt, a small spark still burned. What if I try once? What if I stop limiting myself? Taking a deep breath, she submitted the application. The next morning, whispers filled the office. Some employees were surprised. Others smirked. One even said, "She'll never make it past the first round." Amira heard everything, yet she stayed calm. For the first time, she wasn't letting their opinions control her dreams. The selection process began. Candidates had to complete multiple tasks: planning, teamwork, presentations, and problem-solving. Amira worked hard on every part. She didn't speak loudly, but when she spoke, her ideas were clear and logical. She didn't push herself to the front, but she made sure her efforts were visible. In the teamwork round, a difficult situation arose. A sudden software crash. Everyone panicked, blaming each other. But Amira stepped forward. She remembered a similar issue from months ago and suggested a quick temporary fix. Her calmness surprised the judges. The team followed her instructions, and the system was restored quickly. After the round, one judge leaned toward another and whispered, "She's quiet, but she thinks fast." But the real challenge came in the final stage. A solo presentation. Amira had to speak about a new workflow idea in front of senior leaders. Public speaking terrified her. She practiced at home, trembling every time she looked in the mirror. On the day of the presentation, her hands shook as she walked to the podium. For a moment, she felt the old fear return. She looked around. She saw doubt in some faces, curiosity in others. Then she closed her eyes and took a slow breath. "I don't have to be perfect. I only have to be brave." She began speaking. Her voice was soft at first but grew stronger with every sentence. She explained her workflow idea with clarity and confidence. She used real examples, data, and solutions, drawn from her own experience, working quietly behind the scenes for years. When she finished, the room was silent for a moment, then filled with applause. A week later, the results were announced. Amira had been selected as the new assistant team leader. Tears filled her eyes. Not because she won, but because she had finally defeated the biggest enemy she ever had: her own self-doubt. Her colleagues were surprised but respectful. Her managers praised her growth, and Sana hugged her and said, "See, you were always meant for this." From that day forward, Amira walked with her head held higher. She wasn't the loudest employee, nor the most experienced, but She was the bravest. And bravery changes everything. Moral of the story: success doesn't belong to the strongest or the loudest, it belongs to the one who chooses to try, even when fear whispers you can't. When you believe in yourself, the world slowly begins to believe in you too.